So today, we're going to prepare another Christmas favorite. This is food for the gods. Ang sabi ng iba, tinawag siyang food for the gods dahil daw the original formula, of course, ang ginagamit dates, no? And dates daw in the mythology ang pagkain ng mga gods. Ang sabi naman ng ibang matatandang baker, tinawag itong food for the gods dito sa Pilipinas dahil during the 1980s, napakamahal ng mga ingredients, dates, walnuts, etc. And literally, food for the gods daw ang presyo. Ang mahalaga ngayon, we will prepare an easy and reasonably priced version. So first, dito sa aking mixing bowl, meron akong butter, dark brown sugar. The darker the brown sugar, the better. Kaya ko binuhos yan dyan so you can see kung gaano siyang ka-dark nung naibuhos ko yung liquid glucose. Nakita mo, di ba? Very dark. So that's very important. The darker the brown sugar, the more molasses content and the more delicious your product will become. And this is liquid glucose. Many of you would ask, ano po bang substitute sa liquid glucose? Unfortunately, wala. Because it's very unique. Siya lang talaga. And don't worry, mabilis naman pong hanapin yan sa mga supermarkets, sa mga grocery stores. Because if you use corn syrup, actually, mas matamis po ang corn syrup kaysa sa liquid glucose. So magbabago po ang flavor and consistency ng iyong product. No? So I'm just using a spatula. As you can see here, hindi mo kailangan ng mixer, pwede ding wooden spoon lang ang gamitin mo. Pag nag-mix na yung butter, sugar, and liquid glucose, you can now put in the eggs. Hindi po natin pinapahangin to, or hindi mo siya nilalagyan ng tinatawag nating air cells. Because food for the gods, gusto mo is dense and heavy yung consistency. So you put in the eggs. I'm just mixing it. I'm going to use a wire whisk para mas mabilis ko siyang maihalo. Okay, ganyan lang. And then, ilalagay ko na din dito yung ating baking powder and baking soda. I'm not putting any salt because the butter is salted. Pero if you're using unsalted butter, maglagay ka ng konting asin, pinch of salt. Baking powder, baking soda. I have explained this to you before na kaya natin nilalagay pareho yung baking powder and baking soda because the baking powder is the pampaalsa para magkaroon ng konting volume yung iyong bar. The baking soda naman, on the other hand, is your neutralizer. So your bar will become pantay, flat. Hindi yung para siyang nagwe-wave. So, naiilang kang hiwain. Nilalagay ko siya ngayon at the beginning. Siguro nagtataka kayo, bakit kaya nilagay niya agad yung baking powder and baking soda? Para talagang kalat na kalat. Malayo ang mararating. O, diba? I always tell you, kapag maganda ang simula, maganda ang future. Diba? So, you just mix it like that. And then next, you put the flour, the walnuts, and then I'm using prunes. Kung ayaw mong gumamit ng prunes, gusto mong gamitan dates, sure, why not? Gusto mong gamitan is dried fruits for the fruit cake? Sure, no problem. And then you just mix it until evenly combined and distributed. Okay, ayan. Pakita natin mabuti yung pagmimix ng ating butter. Dahan-dahan ka lang hanggang mawala lang yung flour. Siguro nagtataka kayo, bakit kaya parang tumitigas yung butter niya? Sobrang lamig po kasi dito sa kitchen. Actually, umaambon sa labas and naka-aircon kami. So, medyo nagsosolidify yung butter. But that's not a big problem. Okay? So, may nakikita pa tayong konting flour. Pag nawala po yung flour, okay na po yan. You can stop mixing it. Okay lang na medyo madurog yung iyong dried fruits or yung iyong prunes para actually mag-extract yung flavor. Okay, that's it. You see, do not overmix it because if you do, ang mangyayari sa kanya is medyo titigas yung iyong bar. And then I have here 2 pieces of 8-inch square pans that I've greased and lined. Alam na alam nyo na yan, we've been doing this on our previous recipes. Pinahira natin ng shortening or butter yung ating pan and then nilagyan natin ng parchment paper para mabilis natin matatanggal mamaya yung ating bar or yung ating food for the gods. This is a very good recipe that of course you can sell and pwede mong gawing cookies and bar sampler kasama ng ating brownies, caramel bar, and of course, this is a teaser. Tuturuan ko kayong gumawa ng Revel bar soon. Okay? I'll get a metal spatula like this. So you can evenly spread it out. Okay? Kailangan maganda yung pagkahalo mo para evenly distributed yung iyong fruits and nuts. Like this. Paano po yan, chef? O bumalik tayo dun sa taga-Guimaras. O taga-Cebu naman. Taga-Cebu po ako. Ang dami po naming dried mangoes. Pwede po bang yun ang gamitin ko? Alam mo na kung anong isasagot ko sa iyo, di ba? Kung saan ka masaya, yun ang gamitin mo. Or taga Davao po ako, chef. Ang dami po naming dried pineapples. Pwede po bang yun ang gamitin ko? Sure. Ako po ay taga Bicol, chef. Madami po kaming pili nuts. Pwede po bang yun ang gamitin ko instead of the walnuts? Sure. Okay? You know, kung saan ka masaya, yun ang gamitin mo. And I promise you, it will work as long as you know the basics. So you spread it out like that. Diba? Napakadali. And of course, chef, ang oven ko po ay maliit lang. Isang pan lang po ang magkakasya sa loob ng oven ko. Paano po ang gagawin ko? Isa lang mo yung isang pan, paghintayin mo yung isa pang pan sa labas, walang problema yon. Hihintayin ka niya. Okay? Ayun, ang gandang sagot, di ba? Hihintayin ka niya. No problem. So, you bake one pan, pagkaluto niya, tsaka mo isa lang yung isa. Yan ang kagandahan for cookies and bars, no? They're very, very forgiving. So, isasalang ko to at a preheated 350 degrees Fahrenheit oven for approximately 25 to 30 minutes or until almost dry na yung ibabaw. And yon ang sunod kong ipapakita sa inyo. So, after baking it for 30 minutes, pinalamig ko siya ng konti. And eto na siya. No? So, binake ko to kanina. This is how you take it out from the pan. Katulad nung tinuro ko sa inyo sa caramel bar, use a plastic scraper. Do not use a metal knife or a metal spoon because gagasgasin nun yung iyong pan. Take it out easily. And ito yung purpose ng iyong liner, so you can easily take it out from the pan. You see? Food for the gods. Pantay. Paano po yan? Yung dito nakataas ng konti. Well, pantahin mo na lang ng konting ganyan. Kaya kasi tumataas yung gilid ng bar natin. Kasi pag pag umalsa, kumakapit sila sa pan. So, na-maintain nila yung height na yon. But that shouldn't be a big problem. Huwag ka na mag-worry dyan sa mataas na gilid. Kasi pwede mo naman i-flatten ulit yan. And then, you use also the scraper to cut your bars, to cut your food for the gods into bars like this para hindi siya dumikit. And then, you can pack it individually sa foil. Diba traditionally, ganyan talaga yung nabibili mong food for the gods. Oh, eto. Meron akong para tayong Dear Chef RV, diba? Chef, paano po ang gagawin ko? Yung kapitbahay ko po, or yung kaibigan ko, nagtinda na din po siya. Parehong-pareho po kami ng produkto. So, kung may food for the gods ako, may food for the gods din po siya. E di yung sa'yo, gawin mong prune walnut rum bars. O, diba? Kumuha ka ng dark rum, and then before you pack it, brushan mo lang ng konting dark rum. Konti lang. Don't worry, hindi ka malalasing dyan. O, diba? Very, very basic. Madami ka pang ibang flavor variation. Hindi mo kailangan sa foil balutin yan, ha? These are just suggestion. Hindi ako masyadong magaling magbalot. Sorry. These are just suggestions na pwede mong gawin. But of course, pwede mo din siyang, as mentioned earlier, you can turn this into a sampler. That's also very, very nice. Or pwede mong gawing mango cashew bars. Pineapple pili bars. 'Di ba? Ang dami-daming options. This is just the basic. Mahaba po ang buhay ng food for the gods. Tatagal siya sa labas up to 2 weeks if it's properly packed. And inside the fridge, up to a month or even 2 months. Let's try. Very, very chewy. That is because of the liquid glucose. Liquid glucose po ang nagpapachewy sa inyong food for the gods. So make sure mag-imba ka na ng liquid glucose sa iyong pantry. I'll see you again soon and happy baking!